Please subscribe to Louder Noise, the loudest noise on Earth. Can I say it like that? Earth. Everybody, I'm Ron Bumblefoot Thaw.
And I am Scott Stapp, and we are Art of Anarchy.
So now please subscribe. I fucked that up.
You know, I think with having the diversity that we've had in the band, it's created new places of inspiration, and it's pushed me personally into trying new things vocally. The way the melodies come out over the heavier music makes it very digestible and palatable, and so it sets it up for the message to be loud and clear. And I think these are very universal messages, and you know, they're authentic because I lived it. And you know, when people, I think, kind of listen to the record and then reflect on, you know, some of my past before I got sober, they'll be able to put it together.
It kind of makes sense now looking back and hearing it. You can hear everybody's input and everyone's personality and everyone's ingredient and identity in there.
One of my favorite tunes, Afterburn, he's got a solo in there that it's one of the coolest solos I've ever heard in my life.
And half the times with the solos on the Art of Anarchy stuff, it's just first take. It's just blow through it, just do whatever hits you at the moment, and that ends up being the solo. A lot of times it works that way.
I tell you what, man, I mean, we didn't know what to expect when we first released the single and the video. And, you know, it's been very positive. Even from media outlets that that can be quite critical and harsh of even the greatest bands that have been around. Blabbermouth, to be specific. Surprisingly, you know, we've gotten some really great positive feedback. You know, people are giving me a chance to kind of prove myself again and reestablish myself in a new band, and I appreciate the fans for that. It's reacting. You know, it's definitely done what we had hoped that it would do so far with those that have heard it. They want to hear a little more, and that's all you can hope for at this stage, you know.
Century is a great company. We started with another Century. They're sticking with us, we're sticking with them. They're a great team, they're a great bunch.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a label like Sony behind you, and all the brains and connections and power that brings to a record company, which is very attractive to a band like us. And these guys were already with them, and it just made it that much more appealing to me to want to get involved, knowing that they had that kind of label behind them.
I would say 2/3 is a good rough number to say how far finished stuff is. Is an album ever actually finished, though? You know, you could always tweak and tweak and tweak, and we will be until the night before we turn the thing in. But we're getting there. We definitely, it's. You could see the finish line.
Yeah, you know, I mean, specifically, we're about 3 songs away, and we've got the workings of those songs already there. It's just a matter of getting together, going to Ron's studio, laying down the vocals and the melodies, and working on some definitive arrangements, and then laying it out. So we're right there at the finish line. I wouldn't be here today without my wife, Jacqueline, and my family, and their support, and just loyalty and love. You know, for me, the biggest issue and hurdle was to get rid of alcohol and drugs, and then everything else kind of straightened itself out once that happened. And then to be in a band that stands behind me living a life of recovery, guys in the band that don't drink, don't use drugs. To have that kind of support enables us to just focus on music with no distraction. And at the end of the day, that's all you want. Music has always been a form of therapy for me, in a way that I process life. And this project has just fallen right into the rhythm and the cycle of my life at the perfect time for me to kind of process, where I've been and where I'm going, and share that story, and really connect universally with the themes and the lyrics, and so it's definitely been a therapeutic process for me. Yeah.
Everybody, I'm Ron Bumblefoot Thal.
And I'm Scott Stapp, and we are Art of Anarchy.
Subscribe to Louder Noise, the loudest noise on earth.